Before we begin, please imagine the bell notification is on and you're subscribed to Huna Stories. The banker's smile froze when his phone vibrated. Not mine, his. A faint tremor ran through his jaw as he glanced down, then up at me. The room, glass walls, marble floors, quiet money, felt suddenly too small. My wife stood beside him, fingers looped through my arm like a practice lie. "Excuse me," he said, already stepping away. I watched the back of his neck tighten. I watched my wife not look at me. The air hummed with something wrong. Not loud, not dramatic, just off, like a vault door that didn't seal all the way. We had come for dinner, an introduction. Her uncle, she said, the son of a bank president, she said, like a credential, like a warning. I wore a simple suit, no watch, no ring that screamed worth. I'd learned long ago that the loudest men were usually broke. They had been polite for exactly 12 minutes, then the questions started. Where did I study? What degree? High school only? Laughter followed, soft, surgical. I smiled, let it pass, let everything pass. But when his phone buzzed again and his eyes flicked to the corner of the room where my wife stood whispering with his mother, I felt it. Not humiliation, recognition. Something had already been decided about me, about us, about what I was worth, and I realized I wasn't at dinner. I was on trial. They didn't hide it well after that. The jokes sharpened, the glances lingered. Must be hard, his mother said lightly, marrying ambition without education. My wife laughed, not nervously, comfortably. That laugh cut deeper than anything else. I'd heard it in bed, in kitchens, and moments that were supposed to be ours. Now it belonged to them. I studied her face, too relaxed, too aligned. She wasn't embarrassed for me. She agreed with them. The uncle leaned back, swirling his drink. "You bank with us?" he asked. I nodded. "How much?" he pressed, already amused. I didn't answer. He waved a hand. "Whatever it is, if you ever think of closing the account, don't bother. Men like you always come back." They laughed, even my wife. Inside, something recalibrated. This wasn't just class cruelty, it was choreography. She'd brought me here knowing exactly how this would go, introduced me like a specimen, let them strip me down in front of her, a test to see how small I would accept being. I felt the first crack in the image of my marriage, not anger, disappointment, cold, settling. I realized then betrayal doesn't always sleep with someone else. Sometimes it eats dinner with you. I didn't confront her. I went quiet. At home, I listened, watched, counted. Late-night calls she took on the balcony, messages she deleted too fast, a new softness when she spoke about family. I pulled records, not of her phone, of my life. Every account, every holding, every shell layered beneath another. 7 billion doesn't sit in one place. It hides, it waits. I reviewed trust documents I'd written years ago, back when I learned that love was temporary, but leverage wasn't. At dinner, she spoke about my simple beginnings like a joke we shared. I smiled. At night, I stopped touching her. She didn't notice. That told me everything. The bank sent a routine email, portfolio review, courtesy call. I forwarded it, waited. 3 days later, her uncle called me directly, friendly, curious, predatory. That's when I knew they didn't just mock me, they wanted me. I scheduled the meeting, same building, higher floor. When they entered the room, confident and tact, I slid a folder across the table. No logo, no drama. "Before we continue," I said, "I need confirmation." The bank president opened it. Color drained from his face. Account structures, asset flows. The number at the bottom? 7 billion. Silence swallowed the room. My wife's breath hitched. Her hand reached for mine. Too late. You said," she began. "I said I was a high school graduate," I replied. "I didn't say I was poor." Her uncle stared at me, mouth open, eyes scrambling for footing. This account is closing," I said calmly. The word landed like a body. I stood. So is the marriage. My wife collapsed into the chair. Tears came fast, loud, performative. "I didn't know," she whispered. "I swear." I looked at her like a stranger. "You laughed," I said. That was knowing enough. The bank president tried to speak. I raised a finger. He stopped. "I didn't come here to negotiate," I said. "I came to inform." I walked out while they unraveled behind me.
years of entitlement folding inward. By morning, the account had moved. By noon, the board demanded answers. By night, my wife was alone in a house that no longer belonged to her. I slept well for the first time in months, not because I won, because I saw clearly. Respect isn't asked for, it's engineered. I didn't raise my voice, didn't explain myself. I simply removed my presence and watched everything they built around my silence collapse. The next day, I signed the final paper. No anger, no grief, just control. They never laughed again, and I never looked back.